Good afternoon, boxing heads. What a weekend it's been. We had Wood versus Warrington, a tremendous fight, incredible atmosphere, and a ending that was and wasn't conclusive. So we'll talk a little bit about the event, the atmosphere, the fight, the ending, and what happens next. So turning to the event, it was a fantastic one. I was lucky, very fortunate to be in attendance. And then in attendance ringside, atmosphere was absolutely incredible. I was debating with my friend Mark as to whether there were more Leeds fans in the building or Nottingham. Put it this way, the Nottingham fans could definitely be heard. They were considerably louder. That's not to say there were more of them, but they were definitely louder. Atmosphere was incredible. It felt like a real privilege to be there, you know? So turning to the fight itself. So I had predicted that Warrington would win either by late stoppage or by unanimous points. He has proven time and time again that he has a fantastic engine. He's a world level fighter. He's been a champion multiple times, and he's proven over the years that a domestic battle is one that he relishes, and more often than not, it's a battle that he wins. The fight kind of went as I expected it to. So very cagey early on. You could argue that Wood took the first round. But then Warrington started to up the ante, the pressure, the consistency, the momentum, the energy. It almost felt like he was overwhelming Leigh Wood. Leigh Wood, to his credit, was quite stubborn in maintaining the southpaw stance, which I was kind of taken aback by. It wasn't working, and it was working, but more often than not, I felt that it wasn't working. And it potentially could have been to his downfall if he continued to stick with it and the ending didn't happen in the way that it did. So you have to give him massive credit for not taking the easy way out and reverting back to his orthodox stance. But Warrington, I felt, was fantastic. Energy levels were high, output was high. Wood sometimes seemed a little bit lost in there, second to the punches. You always felt Wood was dangerous, but as the fight progressed, you felt that there would only be one winner, and that would be Warrington, which is why the ending of the fight came as such a shock and surprise to everyone. Fantastic counter shot by Leigh Wood, followed by multiple shot combinations which put Warrington down. He stumbled to his feet, the bell went, and this is really where the controversy occurs. If you're Leigh Wood or you're in his camp, you'd argue that it was a fair stoppage. Warrington was out on his feet. He didn't turn around when the referee was administering his count, and that's quite a logical stance to have. However, from a Warrington standpoint, you could equally argue that the fight was stopped prematurely. The bell had gone. There was no fight to continue with because at that point he's due a 1 minute rest, and he should have been afforded the opportunity to have that rest and then perhaps for the referee to reassess Warrington's ability to fight. That never happened. The fight was waved off and Wood won by stoppage. The controversy is obviously great for the promoter and arguably for Warrington because it really justifies a rematch. And I suppose in that regard, and we come to what happens next, perhaps the natural, organic, logical route for both fighters is to have a rematch. We all know that Leigh Wood wants that fight at the City Ground, but he also needs a dance partner. I don't think Cordina is the type of fighter that is going to sell the fight and build up that excitement and anticipation as a Warrington rematch would. So in many ways, this ending, much like the Froch Groves one, gives everyone the reason to call for and make a rematch. I, for one, would love to see the rematch. Warrington was clearly winning it, but Wood came back. What do you guys think? What do you think about the stoppage? And would you like to see the rematch happen?